Okay, so yeah, welcome to today's webinar, guys. Well, to today's daily analysis. Today is Wednesday, the 1st of February 2017. The time is 15:04 here in the UK. Starting this webinar 4 minutes late, which is breaking my record for the year of starting on the hour. Oh well. So yeah, let's do some analysis. We'll start with AUD CAD daily. What's it doing? Oh, it's bouncing from support, but it's not really doing anything. Just up and down. It's ranging essentially. So it came down to support yesterday, bounced back up, comes back down. Just some ranging. Yeah, what can you do? Alright, so AUD JPY daily doing nothing in between two support resistance areas. AUD New Zealand reversing. Even if you wanted to enter, which I probably wouldn't have, it's a bit late. AUD USD in between two support resistance areas. Okay, nothing there. CAD JPY is reversing. All these JPY pairs are starting to reverse. See, I was seeing a reversal coming earlier in the week. I posted it to Twitter. I was wanting to see a bounce from here, but on USD JPY, let's bring it up here. I was wanting to see this reversal on USD JPY. This is what I posted to Twitter and also posted it on the forum. But what I wanted to see was this candle making the reversal. But then this candle spiked down, which makes it very hard for us to get a safe stop loss. And the next candle sparked off the reversal, which is annoying. Because I really saw this one coming. After the news we got from Japan, the interest rate news, and Trump's inept attempts to devalue the US dollar, which constantly fail. And the Japanese's very good attempts at devaluing the yen, and the fact that it was sitting on support, everything was pointing to this reversal happening. It just sucks that it didn't happen in a way that I wanted it to, because it doesn't meet my rules for entry. So yeah, there's nothing really going on in USD JPY right now. I guess that was a somewhat of a humble brag, because I'm kind of saying, hey, I saw that coming. But it is true. I mean, it was an obvious one to see coming, just by the support area. But then if you want to add on top of that all the news stuff, it was an obvious one to see coming. It just sucks because sometimes you see things like this and you know what's going to happen, but the rules of your strategy, they stop you from entering the trade. And while that sucks sometimes, most times it's a good thing, because it's going to save you from losing trades. And a good trader sticks to their strategy, sticks to their rules. So I did stick to my rules, and yeah, I missed that move, unfortunately. Or fortunately, because I did stick to my rules. Nothing going on Euro AUD. Euro CAD is in between two support resistance areas. Nothing going on here. Euro GBP in between two support resistance areas. So nothing going on. Euro JPY in between two support resistance areas. I would pay money to see a pair that's not in between two support resistance areas today. Euro New Zealand is also. What's going on here? Pushed up above. This looks like a reversal, but it's not something that would be safe to trade. And even if it was, it's way too late. GBPAUD. Oh, okay. All right. Here we have something. Look at that. Look at that candle. Does that candle look good? Does that candle tell us something? At least we have something nice to look at today. Pull up this area here. put it in line with that. All right, so guys, there's 30 of you in here. Does that candle look good or not? The 8-hour candle. That was a question. The 8-hour candle doesn't look good. All right, anyone who's not Ash? Who cares if it's only been 1 hour? It's the start. It doesn't matter if it's only been 1 hour. That's not the point. I'm saying, does it look good right now? Sure, it's only been an hour, and maybe by the end of it, it won't look good. But if you spot it early, then you can start preparing for the trade. If you say, oh, it's just 1 hour, I'm not going to bother, and then you don't check back for 7 hours, you might miss it. We're spotting it early. It looks good, so it's something that's worth keeping an eye on. Worst case scenario, it's going to continue, and then when we check back in 2 hours, we'll see that it's continued. But this is definitely worth checking back in on. When I see something like this, I check back on it more often to see how it's working out, how the candle is going to close. So yeah, GBPAUD, let's keep a close eye on that one. Let's see how it forms over the next few hours. It could very well keep moving up, but we're seeing signs of price stalling here. If we were to drop down to the 1 hour, we could see signs of price stalling. So it's a good start. Not necessarily going to be a reversal, but it's a good start. All right. GBP/JPY is in between two support resistance areas. GBPUSD is, ooh. Hello. Hello there, GBPUSD. This looks like it's going to reverse too fast to get into. At least on one of the higher time frames. But this looks like a good resistance area. Alright, so what am I seeing here? Right, we got buyers heading up into resistance. Resistance area that's been hit before, price reversed several times. But that time is the major reversal. Oh, actually look at that. That's a major reversal too. So ever since the big sell-off that we got post-Brexit, price on GBPUSD has tried to push above this resistance area and it hasn't really managed. I mean, obviously it did manage there, but I'm talking about actually getting above it and continuing up. Even there, it came back down. So this area through here for GBPUSD, it's tough for GBPUSD to get through here. It hasn't really been up past this area by very much or for very long since the big Brexit sell-off. So it's making another attempt. Is it going to succeed? Let's watch. Let's watch and see. Right now on the 8 hour, and yes, Ash, it's only been an hour, so we can't jump into the trade, but we're seeing signs of price stalling. Even if it's only been an hour, we're seeing signs of price stalling. Sorry for picking on you, Ash, I'm just kidding. We're seeing signs of price stalling, so this is looking decent. This is looking decent. I'm going to keep a very close eye on this. GBPAUD and GBPUSD, both the GBP pairs, looking good. All right. New Zealand CAD is whatever, ranging on resistance / support. New Zealand USD, I had high hopes for this yesterday. It was heading up into resistance, but it just turned around before it even got there. Yeah, there's nothing really much that I would trade here. Yeah, FOMC this afternoon. You guys know, or maybe have noticed, that recently. USD CAD, isn't it? It's not really tradable. I'll talk about FOMC in a second. Yeah. No, I'm not going to trade anything there. Let me bring up the news. So we got 7 p.m. FOMC federal fund rate. So what's the question, Nelson? Are you asking how I'm going to handle that? Let's take a quick look at USD CHF. And we're getting signs of price stalling at the support area, but it's fallen below the support area. It's to the lower end of it. I'm not too sure, because see, when it gets something like this, let's pull the support area up a little bit to that high, so I can explain this a little bit more clearly. When we get something like this, you know, a lot of people, they want to trade the reversal up there, but when it drops too far into the support area and it starts to kind of like get to the other side of it, I'm always afraid something like that is going to happen. So I'm not really interested in trading USD CHF. Which black candlestick? Look how predictable gold has been. You know, the other day in the webinar, I think this part was cut out of the YouTube video because it was for the members only, but I'm just going to say it now. The other day in the webinar, someone asked if I trade gold, and I said, no, I'm not really a big fan of gold. It's not very predictable, but I hadn't looked at it in years. And then I open up a gold chart just to see, and what do you know? Some of the most predictable reversals that I've seen this year. I mean, look at this one. It's just so obvious what was going to happen here. That perfect, beautiful indecision candle sitting right on the support area comes up, and now today we get the same thing. Indecision, and look at that, just shooting down. And on top of that, this mess here on a higher time frame also looked like an awesome reversal on a 2-day. Oh wait, no, it wasn't a 2-day. What was it? Oh no, it was the weekly. It was the weekly. Sorry. Oh no, it wasn't the weekly. I don't know where it was, but we were looking at this as a reversal. Oh, right. This candle was forming as indecision on the weekly. It was a bit of a messy reversal, that last one, because it had 2 bounces up. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, look at gold. It looks awesome. We should really start trading this. I mean, it could just be these kind of one-off thing, but even if you look back, you see some pretty cool reversals on gold, and pretty cool and predictable reversals. See, my feeling with gold was like, I hadn't traded it. I looked at it like years ago and I really hated it. It was just all over the place, but it seems to really have calmed down, and there seems to be very good trades here. Anyway, going off subject a little bit. GBPUSD, there was a black candlestick. Where? Oh, that. Yeah, you get those at the start of the week. I'm not really sure what it means. I think it just means it's the start of the week. But then you also get these ones at the start of the week. I think a bearish candle at the start of the week is black, and a bullish candle has a red outline. I don't know why. See, then you don't get it at the start of every week. That's the start of a week there. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe it's only weeks that have. No, because that has a gap. I don't know. I don't know why they do that. I noticed it when I first started using TradingView, but it's kind of faded into the background now, and I don't even realize it. But anyway, let's just review these two pairs. I'm sorry the analysis is a bit weird and all over the place today. I'm still sick. I've got a sore throat. I've got a cold. So sometimes I just get distracted and I go off ranting about something else. But I mean, it is pretty exciting to see what gold has been doing. This is pretty awesome. I mean, you guys can see how cool this looks, right? Ash is going to say no, but hopefully everyone else is going to say yes. And people are typing. And do you have any questions about this? I don't like providing support resistance areas. I think everyone should do their own support resistance areas. You can confirm them against mine, but if you want to confirm them against mine, all you have to do is watch this video on YouTube, because they're all listed there. I don't want to add them to the list of support resistance areas, to be honest, because I'm not even sure if I'm going to trade gold. It's just something I want to test and play around with, because we're getting some pretty awesome looking reversals. Yeah, it looks like it's headed back down there, obviously. If it gets back down there and we get some solid indecision, I might jump in on my high risk account. I mean, two reversals don't really tell you much at the end of the day. Well, 3 if you include this, but this one was a bit messy. They don't tell you much at the end of the day, but looking back, I do see some signs of really, really good reversal trades. That could be the case, Sid. Oh, let's keep an eye on it. Let's see how it goes. But for today, let's keep a close eye on GBPAUD, because it looks like price is somewhat stalling there, at least on the smaller time frames. It might not continue stalling. It might just push straight through. I mean, I would say that 70% of the potential trades I spot, 1 hour in, they end up just continuing and pushing straight through. But that doesn't mean that when you spot it, you shouldn't make note of it and you shouldn't come back to check on it later. When you see something like this, all you have to do is, if you're with a platform where you can organize your watch list, pull it to the top of your list like I've done here, because then when you come back in 2 hours, it's right at the top of the list and you can have a quick look at it, and then you don't have to bother going through all the other pairs. You don't have to bother going through these pairs, because you already know there's no setups here that you want to trade. There might be in 8 hours, but not in 2 hours. Nothing's going to happen here in the next 2 hours where I would want to jump into a trade, because I've already done analysis on these pairs and I had not identified anything. But these two up here, the next 2 hours, they might be pretty important for these two. So they're at the top of my list. When I come back, I'll be able to check on them very easily. And yeah, just because this has only been open an hour and we're seeing signs of indecision, it doesn't mean I should ignore it and just leave it at the bottom of my list and then check back in in 8 hours. And by that point, the trade's already triggered. If you see something like this forming, pull it to the top of your list. And if you can't pull it to the top of your list, if your watch list isn't something you can organize, just write it down on a piece of paper or on your phone or, whatever. I usually just WhatsApp stuff to my girlfriend as reminders. So yeah, point is, GBPAUD looking really, really nice. We're getting definite signs of price stalling. It's been stalling for an hour and a half now. It could continue. Let's see how what happens over the next 6.5 hours. Yeah, let's see what happens. All right, and GBPUSD. GBPUSD is doing something very similar to GBPAUD. Big surprise, because they are somewhat correlated. We're seeing signs of price stalling on resistance. Nice little indecision candle forming right now. And this one, again, we have to check back pretty often. And let's see how it closes in 6.5 hours. But these two look pretty decent so far.